Money in the Bank has just snatched my wig off. Literally. Hello guys, one more time, welcome to Ring Royalty. My name is Alexis, as you already know, and here today I will be reviewing Money in the Bank 2022. The pay-per-view or premium live event, now it is called like that, I am not even sure why, but the premium live event that just happened this past Saturday from WWE. There were 3 women's matches and I'm not sure if I have COVID or not, but my voice is fucked, so sorry about that. Anyways, I will be reviewing the 3 women's matches on the card, so without anything left to say, let's start. The first match of the night, and actually the opener of Money in the Bank, was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. As a side note, I'm not sure why this time around there were only 7 women participating in the ladder match instead of the traditional 8. If you know, let me know down in the comments, please. I didn't really have much expectations from the Money in the Bank ladder match this year, but I think the match exceeded what I was expecting, and that is always welcome. So we had amazing pops for Asuka, Becky, Alexa, and Liv Morgan, probably the most popular women on the Raw roster today. But I was very surprised to see how good of a reception Shotzi had, and surprisingly the crowd booed Lacey Evans loudly. I think this motivational speaker character they're giving her ain't working with the crowd, and with me either, so drop it Lacey please. Now it's time to talk about the match itself. And I really enjoy in the early going the face-to-face that Becky and Asuka had. They have an ongoing rivalry that has been used in many different matches and storylines. First in the Women's Championship match at Hell in a Cell. You can watch my review about that over here. I know in the Money in the Bank ladder match. They always had great chemistry, and this time was no exception. They had great spots, even including ladders, and the crowd was cheering them on. So that was an exciting spot for sure. It was a good decision to start with these 2 inside the ring by themselves. In the early going, we also saw Raquel Rodriguez now, strength on display, and it was really nice. She's having a very strong showcase ever since moving to SmackDown, and it is always welcome to see new faces getting the spotlight every now and then. Not much to mention about her. She had this very cool spot when she double suplexed Liv and Becky on top of the ladder. I think there were some wonky spots, but I will let it slide because this is the first time Raquel appears in a main roster pay-per-view. So maybe she was a little bit nervous, but I mean, she still got a decent showcase. Someone that I love though, but didn't have that good of a performance, and I am so upset that this happened because she's finally been given a small chance to showcase what she can do on the main roster, is Shotzi. Shotzi had many clanky spots, some botches. The first one happened with Raquel Gonzalez when she was trying to climb the ladder and hit a DDT or a facebuster, and it was obvious that it was a botch. The crowd even reacted with a gasp like, oh, she fucked up. And later on in the match she botched again, this time trying to hit an electric chair against the ladder to Alexa Bliss, and I was just a little bit upset because Shotzi is a great talent. We have seen her potential in NXT, and this was not the Shotzi that we knew back from the Gold and Black brand. I am not really sure what was it, but this wasn't Shotzi's night. I hope Shotzi can bounce back and show us on SmackDown that she can do way better than this match, because she has all the potential in the world to do it. Let's go back to the bright side and some nice spots. First of all, Lacey Evans, despite being a babyface, was playing the heel role after everybody booed her during her entrance. When she climbed the ladder and everybody started booing again, she was smiling like the cocky heel Southern Belle that she is, playing and feeding the crowd with this heat that she was receiving. I think that was very clever. Lacey's so good at working the crowd and being a great character in the ring. So I will give her the kudos for that. And also that huge bump that she took after Liv Morgan powerbombed her from the top of the ladder, that was vicious and that was a great spot, one of my favorites from this match. And kudos to Liv Morgan because this was the first spot of a night full of shining and brightness in her career, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I think Becky felt really comfortable in the match, being one of the veterans there and having the most experience out of the rest of the competitors in Money in the Bank ladder matches. It was a very interesting way how she piled up people on top of the ladder and then she did a senton from the ropes. I'm not sure how effective that was, but it looked cool visually. Despite some of the spots being not that great, like we mentioned with Shotzi and some other people, the crowd was really into the match. getting this awesome chance twice. And that's how you see people are invested in women's wrestling, and that's why everybody should pay respect to women wrestlers. I still see some people disrespecting them on social media. People love them, so shut the fuck up. Sorry, I got a little bit passionate. The most memorable spot from this match came probably in the final 3 minutes when Asuka and Raquel were fighting outside the ring and a ladder was set, and then Becky Lynch came out of nowhere, attacked them both, and did a psychotic Jeff Hardy-like diving leg drop from the top of a huge ladder onto Asuka, who was laying in another ladder. That was an OMG spot. I don't think women in WWE have taken things so far before, and this is a huge improvement, maybe to the next level of women's wrestling in WWE. It also fit perfectly with Becky Lynch's new delusional and psychotic character. She's trying to get back on track on top of the division, and she's going crazy and willing to take any risk to get that position back. And then, to add even more depth into Becky's character, she was the one cleaning up the field. First, she pushed a ladder, making Raquel and Shotzi fall down onto the top rope, hanging there like clothes drying on a summer morning. Then she did exactly the same with the other ladder, getting rid of Alexa Bliss and Lacey Evans. And right when we thought Becky Lynch would be the winner, even the crowd was already hesitating to see if she was going to win the briefcase. For the first time in her career, Liv Morgan popped out of nowhere, climbed to the other ladder, then Becky got rid of her ladder, and out of nowhere, straight from the Matrix movie, Liv Morgan did a save using her foot to get the ladder back in position, kick the hell out of Becky Lynch's face, and grab the briefcase to become Miss Money in the Bank 2022, and I screamed and shouted so loud after Liv Morgan won this match because it was so unexpected. Liv Morgan is someone that has been screwed so many times in the past, every time she was getting momentum, and she won matches both on Raw and SmackDown prior to Money in the Bank, so the chances of her winning were very slim, but she actually did. And finally, this is a surprise that I enjoy and I think everybody there enjoyed. The WWE Universe gave Liv Morgan a standing ovation, clapping for her. She got emotional. It was a very heartwarming moment and it felt full circle. After so many years of working her butt off, Liv Morgan finally won something meaningful, and that is the Money in the Bank briefcase. So overall, this match probably wasn't my favorite women's Money in the Bank ladder match ever, but it is still way better than I expected it to be, and it helped a lot of people. Asuka and Becky's storyline, also Becky's character, I think it gave exposure to Lacey, Shotzi, and Raquel, and now we have Liv Morgan as the winner. So a lot of ups in this women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Not much to critique. Hopefully Shotzi can bounce back from all the botches that we saw, and I would also like to see Alexa a little bit more involved in the match next time, because I mean I feel like she went under the radar this time around. But no more complaints. Congratulations to Liv Morgan. The second women's match of the night was for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defending her title against the most beautiful woman in WWE, Carmella. It is so refreshing to see Carmella back in WWE programming, having a feud and even a pay-per-view appearance. I am not sure if anybody actually believed that Carmella had a chance to dethrone Bianca Belair, but nonetheless the match was very entertaining. I think first of all we have to talk about their in-ring attires because they both served. We're used to seeing Carmella serve each and every time she has a pay-per-view match, but this time around Bianca didn't disappoint either. And it is so nice to see that they not only look good, but they also had a great performance in ring-wise. Carmella's personality, shenanigans, and character is what makes her so special and visually attractive, so it is very important for her to focus on that, and I think that's exactly what she did in this match. She wouldn't out-wrestle Bianca, but she was giving us some great moments, trash-talking her and doing some taunts to the crowd, because that's what Carmella does, and she did it to perfection. On the other side, we have Bianca Belair, who is athletic, charismatic, fast, strong. There is not enough words to describe Bianca Belair, honestly. The first nice spot that I remember from this match is when Carmella tried to do her Mela-Go-Round head scissors, and she couldn't because Bianca was so strong, and then she transitioned that into a backbreaker. Bianca Belair's strength is unreal. It was so nice. Overall, this match felt like a fantastic way to showcase Bianca Belair. It was an insane showcase. Everything that she did looked fantastic, from the taunts to the moves, to the evasions, counters, finisher, everything was perfect on Bianca Belair's end. And that's what we need in a champion. She's really having a lovely title reign, and I cannot congratulate Bianca Belair enough. She's doing an excellent job representing the Raw brand. Carmella did have some offense on Bianca. I was expecting actually a lot less from her, but she desperately needs a new finisher. That super kick is just not working anymore because she does it like a regular move, but sometimes she does it as a finisher. So is it really that devastating or not? It is not clear to me. She hit two of them. The first one, when she was on the apron, it looked like it was a normal move, and then she hit one inside the ring where it looked like it was a finisher. So I mean, we need to get this straight. She needs a new finisher for sure. And maybe that new finisher can help her improve or step up her game in ring-wise. The last minute of the match for me was fantastic. Melo was trash-talking Bianca Belair, telling her she was the trashiest and tackiest of WWE. And then Bianca Belair just punched the hell out of Carmella, preparing her to hit the KOD for the 1-2-3, and Bianca Belair is still our Raw Women's Champion. It was a very predictable Raw Women's Championship match, however, it was still enjoyable. So the match did what it was meant to do, and that is just fine. I think Carmella attacking Bianca after the match was somehow shocking to me. I wasn't really expecting this feud to continue since Carmella was just a filler in this title match because Rhea Ripley is injured and couldn't make it. But apparently they have plans to continue this rivalry between Carmella and Bianca. We will see where this goes. I don't really see Carmella taking the title from Bianca even in a second match, but at least she's getting more exposure and Bianca Belair is still getting a prominent storyline as the Raw Women's Champion. So that's always an up, more women involved in storylines. As of now, Bianca Belair is having a great title reign with a variety of opponents and very great quality matches. So congratulations to Bianca Belair for retaining the title, and now we just have to wait and see what the future holds for both Carmella and Bianca in this ongoing feud. And the third women's match of the night was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defending the title against the boat Natalya. Something that I have to mention before talking about the match, this is the best Natalya has looked in a long time. She looked like a true superstar. She was confident AF. She gave her sunglasses to the girl. She was looking at everyone like they were beneath her, and that's what we need from heel Natalya. She was giving me superstar vibes, and that's what I want from her. She's a legend and she needs to be seen as one. So kudos Natalya. And also Ronda Rousey came out with a big pop from the crowd. And I was very excited for this match because I think after the segment on SmackDown where Natalya was dressed as Ronda, it kind of hyped me up a little bit more. And the match was just... it was very slow and boring. Most of the match, especially the first few minutes, it was very technical, which I understand because both of them are submission specialists. I am not even sure why this match wasn't a submission match, especially after seeing the way the match was booked. And for me, it's not like it was a bad match, but it just wasn't exciting enough for a premium live event. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that because if you pay attention, the crowd was dead for most of the match. They weren't reacting to anything happening. Also, Ronda Rousey needs to work more on selling, and some of her own moves look very sloppy. Like those throws she did to Natalya looked like they were incomplete or that something came out wrong. And this is my problem with Ronda, and I've been talking about that ever since her match against Charlotte at WrestleMania. You can watch the review over here. But it's just that Ronda is still rusty. Something is not working for her. We know that she couldn't cut promos, but she was great in the ring during her first run. This time around, she's not really connecting that well with most people. And we're talking about Natalya here. Natalya who can wrestle a broom and make the broom look like a pro wrestler. Ronda should put a little bit more of effort into her performance in the ring. At least that's what I think. Just don't come for me, please. It took about 10 minutes of a match to pick up the pace and finally get the crowd invested into what was happening in the ring. Natalya tried to steal the armbar, then Ronda stole the sharpshooter. It was nice. Stealing finishers is always a great way to make the crowd pop. And also, the best spot for me in this match was when Natty locked in the sharpshooter on the apron and Ronda was in pain but somehow managed to counter it and throw Natalya's head first into the turnbuckle. That looked devastating, and for a moment I thought the match would end in a countout because Natalya looked knocked out after that bomb. After getting back in the ring and fighting for a minute back and forth trying to lock different moves, armbar was locked in by Ronda Rousey, and it was in a very weird way. So I always give props for creativity. It was a new way to lock in the armbar. Not really sure how much Natalya was actually suffering in, but as the great seller that she is, she looked like she was fading at some point until she tapped out. For that reason, Ronda Rousey retained the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, something that I have to mention before proceeding is that during this match, after Ronda Rousey was locking in the ankle lock and Natalya counter throwing Ronda outside the ring, she tweaked her knee. That is something that the commentators put a lot of focus on, and we will get why it was a focus of the commentary team in a moment. But before moving on, I just want to say that the match overall was meh. It wasn't that entertaining. It felt pretty slow, and for a pay-per-view match or a premium live event match, to take about 8, 9, or 10 minutes to pick up and actually get people invested, you can tell that, I don't know, something ain't working. I'm sorry to say that, but I mean, even though it was one of Ronda's first title defenses since winning the title, it really didn't do much for her title reign, at least in my eyes. So she's still our champion, but I still think she needs to work more on her craft. Just when I thought we were closing this pay-per-view in a dull way after the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Liv Morgan music hit and she was cashing in her Money in the Bank contract against a banged up Ronda Rousey. Remember what I told you, that her leg ain't 100%, so it made a lot of sense that Liv Morgan would take this opportunity. However, I was very shocked, and everybody was as well, because Ronda Rousey, okay, she was limping, but she wasn't really that destroyed for Liv Morgan to feel that confident to cash in on her. But I mean, sometimes booking decisions have to be risky, and I think this time it paid off perfectly. Although Liv was the one cashing in the Money in the Bank contract, she still played the underdog role, and it fit her character perfectly. Why? When she tried to kick Ronda Rousey, she immediately locked in the ankle lock, and it looked for a moment that Liv was going to tap out and become the first woman to unsuccessfully cash in the briefcase. People were booing already. Liv Morgan was trying to reach the ropes desperately, when suddenly she kicked Ronda's bad leg and then rolled her up for the 1, 2, 3, and Liv Morgan is our brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. Like, what? Liv Morgan cashing in on Ronda Rousey and winning the SmackDown Women's Championship? What? Like, what? I'm still shocked. Can you see my face? It's just like, nobody actually thought in 1 million years, first, that Liv would win the briefcase because they have screwed her up so many times, but that she would cash in on the same night on the most protected woman ever in WWE, Ronda Rousey, and actually defeat her to win the title? That is freaking insane, and I think this is what makes Money in the Bank probably the best premium live event in 2022 to this day. Such an amazing surprise, and a positive one, I must add, for everybody in the WWE universe. Liv Morgan was crying. Ronda congratulated her afterwards. For a moment I thought they were turning Ronda heel, but that didn't happen, and she actually gave Liv Morgan her moment to enjoy the WWE Universe applause and actually celebrate her title victory. I also want to mention that this was the first time we had an inter-promotional cash-in, because nobody ever in the women's division have cashed in for the opposite brand's title. They usually just stick in the brand that they are part of. But Liv Morgan, I'm assuming, is now moving to SmackDown since she's the champion of the blue brand. And that's something unusual and refreshing, and we also validate and appreciate the refreshing and creative things that we receive from WWE, and this is a huge example of both of them. It was creative the way that they did the cashing match, and it was refreshing to see Liv Morgan as the new face of the whole SmackDown brand. Oh, I'm losing my mind, sorry. But I told you in my video at the beginning of the year of the best women of each year that you can watch over here, that Liv Morgan would be the breakout superstar in 2022, and I wasn't wrong. Briefcase and SmackDown title in one night. Kudos to Liv Morgan, so happy for her. It took her years to actually get her foot on the door and get the respect that she deserves, and now she has it. Everybody's so happy for her, and it was just a fantastic moment. I have no words to describe it. My only question after this is, where does Ronda go from now? Is she gonna go on a hiatus if she turning heel? Is she gonna get a side storyline, or what's gonna happen with her? I guess we have to tune in on SmackDown this Friday to see, and also to see our brand new women's champion Liv Morgan. I just loved it. Congratulations, Liv. Alright, so this was my review of Money in the Bank 2022. Let me know down in the comments which of the women's matches was your favorite, what were your favorite spots, and are you happy that Liv Morgan is our new SmackDown Women's Champion? Tell me all of that down in the comments. Once again, drop a like in the video if you haven't, and also subscribe to my channel because that will help me a lot with the motivation to keep posting videos. Money in the Bank was definitely a huge pay-per-view and a very great one for women's wrestling, and I have to give it to WWE. Most of the premium live events that we've gotten in 2022 have been good, with the exception maybe of one or two. But so far for women's wrestling, it's been a pretty good year. Hopefully the SmackDown Women's Division can bounce back now that Liv Morgan is the new face of the brand. My name is Alexis, as you already know. Here is my Instagram if you want to talk to me or anything, and I will see you guys next time. Stay safe. Goodbye.